morning, Rogersville.
Good morning.
I hit the right button, then I accidentally hit the wrong button, so I'll put it back into the right button.
It's going so well for about a split second.
I know.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I'm glad y'all could join us once again on the Morning Waffle.
We're waffling.
We're off like, hey, Beth. Good
Morning,
to have
Beth.
you here already.
See, I already feel better.
Yep.
Beth jumped
too.
right in.
Made my day.
Absolutely.
Beth is
Made
like
my
a
day.
warm, comfortable blanket.
Yep. We're glad. Okay.
She is.
Yep.
You
Comfort.
can feel the love from Beth.
I do.
Through
Yeah.
You really do.
the screen.
I had to think about that metaphor, and
It's
you
good.
nailed it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I've never heard it said as a
Quite put
compliment,
that
but yeah,
way.
that's great. It's good.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to zoom that out so the logo's not interfering with your hair, Chris.
I appreciate that.
Oh, I thought for a split second you were concerned about my hair. And
No.
then I remembered there's only one hair in this room.
Yeah, that's right.
You know that's
down
right.
Look, it looks good.
Thanks.
Looking good today.
Does it not usually look good?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't.
I'm a fragile man.
Didn't mean to
No. We're all good. We're all
trip
good.
any triggers there real quick.
So this is funny. I have a Google Pixel phone, okay? And I can do the technology required in my life. I struggle when anything new gets thrown in. I can admit this. So I got this phone, and for the longest time, I could not get it to take screenshots. Now, they did an update. It takes screenshots.
Just like randomly
Everything.
all the time.
Yeah.
Everything. I have to clear out 42 screenshots every day.
I've had that experience before. It's like, I guess I took some screenshots. I didn't know that. And,
Yeah.
that's
I was using my son's phone last night, and I was trying to take a screenshot to send to myself, and it's a different model of the iPhone, and I couldn't remember how to do it on that particular one.
Yeah.
And there was a struggle because he and
There
I,
was a struggle.
so it's Sage, and he is my mini-me. We're just alike, and so sometimes that means we clash, right?
yeah.
So.
Yeah.
There was a moment of he's trying to grab it from me, like, here, I'll show you how. And I'm like, I got this, leave it alone. No, just let me do it. And
Okay,
yeah.
boomer, just let me do it.
Yeah, and Shayna's sitting right there next to us, just shaking her head like, it's you. It's two. There's two of you. It's
so freaky. They're right there together. Their hair's battling.
It's so true. There was a moment where my elbow touched his hair. He freaked out, fixed it. And I totally understood and felt bad and apologized, not for the phone, but for touching his hair.
For the hair. Yeah, very good.
That's awesome.
She's like, you're being a control freak. And I'm like, no, I'm not.
No, I'm not. It's fine. I just want to do it my
He
way
is.
right now.
He did it first.
Oh, good times.
Oh, yeah.
I'll bet that is fun.
I haven't figured out which one of my girls is just like me. I'm hoping they've been blended enough with Jessie that they're mellowed.
I think I see a little more of you in Clara.
I think so.
was gonna guess that
It's
too.
leading that direction.
I thought
Yes.
maybe you would arrive at that conclusion
Yeah.
on your own. I think
she
you
had.
already knew it.
I think I mean,
And not that my wife, the teacher, has told me any stories because she's not allowed to, right? But because you said it, I agree.
yes, yeah. She is an intense little monkey. Evie definitely has the chill factor, much more like her dad. I mean, a lot of people don't really know. They know me, but they don't know Jessie. Jessie's chill.
Jesse's chill.
Doesn't he kind of need to
chill.
be?
Yeah. I've often said if I had married someone else, I would be divorced multiple times, probably in jail. Jesse he's just right.
Hey, Pamela. I don't know what that means, but I
You
hope
guys.
that means
Guys.
you enjoy
So
it.
we're silly. We know.
So we adopted another cat.
I was like so excited about what you're going to say. I was like, what?
No. That's
You got a
nothing
cat.
exciting. Yeah, we got another.
new. Yeah,
You know,
you could have said a new anything, but you lost me at cat.
Yeah, I know. Well, this cat.
One cat is one too many in my book.
It's a rescue cat.
Oh.
He burned himself on a car, really super bad. So it's been
Yikes.
like 6 months, and he's still got like an open wound on his neck, and so we're taking care of him. So we're introducing the two cats to each other. You know, that's a process.
It is. I can imagine it's a process. What have you named the rescue cat?
The rescue cat came already named as Conan.
Huh, like Conan O'Brien? Is he orange?
He is orange,
Okay.
and but
Okay.
he's
Does his hair
large.
stand taller than mine?
No, it doesn't, because part of it's burnt off.
I'm trying not to laugh.
Feller.
That is what it is.
I'm a horrible person.
So,
I'm
but
sorry,
here-
cat people.
Here's what we didn't expect. It's not a problem, but because Conan had basically laid around and recuperated for 4 months and done nothing but sleep and eat,
He was in atrophy.
He is a chunk.
He's
he got
beefy.
fat.
Oh, he is fat like a
So he's eating.
like a happy tick.
Gross analogy, Will. But proper.
Could it be a warm blanket or something?
Yeah, it's like a
yeah, that
warm
would be
blanket.
better. The analogies come and go,
Gross.
ebb and flow. But anyway, that's what we're doing. Is we're
Well,
introducing
that's
a new
I
cat.
can't think of the word. That's nice.
It's okay. Nobody cares.
That's
so
nice.
moving on.
It's a cat.
No, that is very nice that you've taken in a rescue cat.
Yep. We like cats because they're very independent.
Yes.
They don't need anything.
No.
And
Just sitting around waiting for you to die.
Yep.
So they
pretty
can
much.
eat you.
Yep. That's what they do.
I
Like the warm tick that it is.
Yep. That's what they are. They're great. Love cats. I didn't think I'd be a cat person, but I decided they suit my personality because they're a lot like me.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can see that.
Dogs are good for insecure people. Because, they just slather you with love. And so I understand the attraction. But, for the rest of us, cats are pretty
So
appropriate.
my dog, I
haven't
am
offended you all
her.
yet.
I am her favorite, right? And
Okay.
so
You're the favorite.
She has these weird sounds she makes when she gets excited. We nickname her Chewbacca, Chewy. 'Cause, she makes that
Yeah.
sound and she gets super excited. So when I came home, we were in Dallas over the weekend for the boys had a college showcase, and so drove to Dallas Friday, drove back Sunday night.
gosh.
Yeah, it was brutal on my back.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
I was just starting to feel better until I did that 2 and 3 days.
Yep.
So I come through the door and she is just shaking. She's crying. She's so excited to see me. Yeah. And it was, oh my gosh, her whole face was shaking. It was like, I felt so bad. I'm sorry. I'll never leave you again. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we're plotting some for the third time now some college visit road trips, and so we're looking at one where we're gonna hit 2 colleges in one swing. We're gonna go up through Maryville for Northwest Missouri, and then on up to South Dakota. There's a university in South Dakota that Jack's
South
pretty
Dakota.
interested in.
There is a university in South Dakota.
Well, this one's like particularly got a lot of
There's like
agriculture.
6 people in
stuff
South
like
Dakota.
that. South Dakota's a fantastic
No, that's North
state.
Dakota.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that's right. South Dakota's kind of cool.
No
They have, like,
dak.
oil.
Yeah.
Don't they have oil in South Dakota? Didn't they have
know.
a big oil boom? Maybe that was North Dakota.
No, it's South.
It was one of the Dakotas had an oil boom.
But South Dakota has
Why
one
aren't
of
they
the,
one?
They
Can
may
we just
have
make
shut
them
that
one?
down, but
I think they used to be.
Well, I think so.
I think then they probably divided it up. I really don't know. Probably because
I for one am ready to be over or be done with the college visits. I took Sage to Oklahoma on Thursday to Oklahoma Wesleyan, his second trip.
well, you're doing double duty right now.
Well, I am, except that Rylan is set. I mean, he's.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to
Okay, well, that's
Evangel. I
good.
don't want to leave
good.
town.
He's
I'm
gonna be
staying
home.
here,
Cool.
so he's got it figured out. It's
Good.
Sage that has now 3 options. We left to go to Dallas, so he went to Oklahoma on Thursday. We drove back home after he had his second tryout, got to play with their team, just him and their practice, which was cool, which he loved because it's a top 5 NAIA soccer school, like perennial top 5 in the country.
Yeah.
awesome.
So big time. He loved that. Then we drove to Dallas. That coach drove to Dallas to watch him play twice. And then he picked up another college coach that saw him play Saturday and texted his coach and said, "Hey, what's that kid? Is he committed yet?" And
Yeah.
so
Okay.
by Sunday night, he's texting Sage going, "Hey, I got a roster spot and a scholarship for you." So we left thinking we had 2 options. Now we have possibly
Now you have
3. So
a lot.
I'm just so ready. Like, son, just pick it. Let's go.
Just
Let's
do it.
Just I'm done with this.
Yeah, I didn't do
Well,
the
this
whole
will be our
multiple
last
college
round.
options. I just knew what I wanted to do.
That's what I did.
That's how
Yeah.
I was.
I was
I
just
knew
like,
where I wanted
I'm
to
gonna
go.
go there.
Yep. I was pretty simple.
And but you've got one left because the girl.
The girl.
Yeah, the girl.
The
And
girl.
then, but this is our last round, so then we're going to make another trip probably to Hannibal LaGrange.
That's a great school.
Yeah, I'm
Good school.
I really like.
Of course,
Hannibal.
you like their trap shooting
exactly
setup, right?
Yeah, well, and I mean, they're.
I remember you saying something
they
about
have a nice conservative Christian.
Yes.
Orthodox, legit Christian.
Yeah. Well,
atmosphere.
they're a Southern Baptist school.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. come out of the Missouri Baptist Convention along
Yep.
with SBU.
And they've got a great trap shooting team.
Yep.
And they give scholarships for trap shooting.
Well, there you go.
That's great. That
So,
sounds
yeah,
like
it's
a
a good
match
fit.
made in heaven.
It really
That's
does.
a pretty
And-
good fit.
One of the conservative Christian schools that has remained
Conservative
true to
Christian,
themselves.
yep.
Yeah, they haven't changed their identity. They've
Yep.
not made way for wokeness and all that. So
That's right. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of good things about
I
Hannibal
just
LaGrange.
had
We're
a
really
vision of woke as the Kool-Aid man, like busts through a wall and is like, "Woke is here."
yeah,
Kinda
it's a
the
good
way-
picture.
yeah.
That's
that
a
just
good
popped
picture.
in my head. I'm gonna. Oh,
And all
that's
the
a
kids
T-shirt.
and all the kids go party.
Yeah.
I'll drink it.
yeah. Wow, those just kind of all went together.
Oh,
didn't they?
did perfectly.
Did.
Your metaphors are on
It's
point.
great today. I am 3 hours of sleep makes me real smart.
And Shauna's Go Juice from Nourished,
So-
from our sponsor, Nourished.
Our sponsor
So
Nurse got
speaking
Lauren
of
elevated.
yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
get juiced up in
Yeah.
the good way.
Yeah.
In a good way. Yeah.
So speaking of my daughter, that's the reason I went to Dallas. It was supposed to be
Mm-hmm.
Shayna taking the boys this weekend because I took off the weekend before to be in St. Louis because she had Palmcats. My boys had 2 soccer games.
Yep.
So I wasn't going to take 2 Sundays off.
Yeah.
We had snow, which I guess we're going to get more of this Friday.
That's what I hear.
Boo. Do you have
Come
a
on,
boo
Missouri,
on
get
there?
it
You've got
together.
applause. We need a boo.
I don't know.
All
Let me
right.
see what I got.
Boo.
So,
about
so
that.
anyway, they rescheduled homecoming.
Yes.
And so then
Hoko.
Shayna said, so you're the one that's going to get Maddox prepared for Hoko? And so she said, do you think you could take another weekend off and go to Dallas so that I can stay here and be with
do the
Maddox?
homecoming,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm
So
going to the Big D.
I'm
and
going
I mean
to-
Dallas.
Yeah. Actually Frisco, but so we didn't have to go quite into Dallas. But so homecoming was this weekend, and there was a lot of discussion about
I
Dresses
debated if we
and-
should discuss this on the show, and I
Why not?
don't.
let's jump in because I'm a dad.
I only have sons.
Okay,
I think Will needs to. Yeah, I think Will should sustain. How do you say that word? Sustain.
Abstain.
Abstain.
Yeah.
Sorry, Will. You need to abstain from
I
this.
object.
Okay.
I think it's in your best interest to abstain.
Well, I mean, as a dad of a daughter, and I was a youth pastor for 18 years, so I watched, the teenage fascination with prom and homecoming and all that stuff. And by the way, my boys went to prom. No, sorry, homecoming one time, and they were like, "That was lame. Never again." They have not been
And I
interested
don't really
in
know
all
how
that stuff.
the homecoming dances work. Where are they at here?
They're here.
They're
just
are they
at
at the school?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not like prom where they go somewhere else. And
Okay.
listen, I don't want to poo-poo on everybody else that loves.
What is that?
The auto captions just
Zuck.
typed boob. Speaking of boobs, back to homecoming. Sorry.
Perfect.
Sorry.
Abstaining.
Yep. Yeah.
Kick.
Sustained.
Let me just say this. It is amazing if you can actually be classy. When you listen, I don't want to trash on anybody else because I didn't look at all the pictures. So if you think I'm trying to point out somebody, but one comment that I heard over and over when people looked at my daughter in her dress was like, "Wow, so elegant, so classy." Nice. And the thing is, she bought the dress with her own money.
Oh, that's cool.
And she
That's
didn't
awesome.
pay hundreds of dollars. I think she got it for like $40.
Yeah.
And I love that about her. And I love that my wife instructed her, like, you don't have to go spend a crazy amount of money on a dress. You can still look beautiful. And you can leave, like,
Some
you can,
thought, some to the imagination.
Yeah, just, you don't have to show it all, And so look classy. You can still look beautiful in a different way. And I know it's hard. And that was the point I was really getting at was when you go shopping, you're so limited. Thankfully, my daughter is vertically challenged like you, Lauren. And
Yes,
so,
yes. It affects the dresses.
So that
yes.
dress length goes down a little bit longer, and I don't know.
So-
What do y'all think? I'll leave it out there. I'll let you speak, but then I would love to hear what our audience
Well,
thinks.
and some people may not know what the heck we're talking about.
Just modesty.
Well, so homecoming has become, and not just homecoming. I've noticed this in like sorority pictures I've seen. It has become a trend, and I don't know when this started. I wasn't paying attention until the past couple of years.
Duck lips? I'm just kidding.
Maybe, probably. That girls wear short, they're called semi-formal dresses to dances now, okay? In the prom, it's still long formals is the generally accepted thing. And then for other dances, specifically homecoming and sorority dances and stuff like that, it is short semi-formals. So a couple of years ago, I started noticing pictures of, and I hope people aren't like, oh, I can't believe they're talking about this. This is so cringy. And I'm sure the girls, we're not judging
I'm
girls.
not talking about it.
I know it's probably best.
I have no in particular
We're not-
girl or dress in mind.
We're not
as-
judging the girls and what
Talk about trends here.
they're wearing. We're judging the trend. And I feel real complicated about this. And I know as 16-year-old, because I was a cheerleader, right? I was exposed. And I remember when we finally got new uniforms. Houston hadn't had new uniforms in like 42 years. So they're like, girls, we're going to get new uniforms this year. And at that time, a recent style had changed to a new type of skirt. And the skirt did not fan out. The skirt was a form-fitting, single, straight.
Yep.
So that trend is as old as I am in high school. And I remember not liking those and not wanting those because when you did jumps, there it is.
Yeah, it doesn't fall back into place.
It doesn't fall back into place.
It rides
you
on.
You got to pull it down,
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
trend has remained. The
Yeah.
more skirts I see, because skirts used to be fanned or they used to be strips of fabric, and so they went back into place. And I remember being very uncomfortable when we ordered those uniforms. And at the same time, midriff uniforms had become a thing. And I'm like, we're not doing that. I mean, I was the captain of the cheerleading squad. I'm like, we're not doing that. We're not. And so I think celebrities and Instagram and the internet and reality TV has Kardashians, Jersey Shore. They've made it more commonplace to wear not revealing clothing. Let's say super revealing clothing. And I think there's the main issue I have with it is when you take like feminism and you cram it with like sexuality and being empowered. And I think those are two different things. Even so, I actually looked up the definition of sexuality this morning. And this first definition of it, because I want to know how
Jesse,
they
I
defined
want to just explain my Google search here.
Yeah. And the first way they define it, I can't remember exactly what it said, but it is like how empowered you feel about yourself. And so I think there's a big misconception that, revealing clothing and certain behaviors is an empowering thing. I'm not on board with that.
Well, from a worldview standpoint, I'm a feminist. Depending on
what that means,
what you mean by that, and there
Yeah.
are 1,000 definitions of feminism.
Sure.
To kind of grab it from a global perspective, hyper-feminism, I reject with every part of my being.
Modern feminism has played right into the hands of toxic masculinity.
Yes,
absolutely.
Because here's the other
Thank
side
you.
to this. Here's the other side. Good interjection, Will. Thank you. Here's the
Now
other
go back
side
to
to
being
this.
quiet,
And I
yes.
said this on Shayna's post
Beth.
today. I said, what if every suit on the racks was a ultra slim fitting suit? I mean, ultra slim fitting.
Yeah.
Like, remember when those were in, maybe they still are in style.
I would love it.
Yeah, it'd be great for you, buddy.
But that doesn't mean every body type
But no,
looks good in that.
No, and in fact, the vast majority of body types do not look good
Right.
in that. And I, as a cheerleader, I remember being self-conscious about the new uniforms, and I have to assume the vast majority of these girls are self-conscious about these dresses. And maybe
Absolutely.
that's me being old school and wrong, and I can accept that maybe I'm wrong on this. But I remember even in the sorority, like there were certain standards of dress and it was designed not to bring women down, but to have them portray themselves in a certain way that was appropriate.
Well, here's
And maybe appropriate changed.
to explain
I don't
my
know.
comment. I mean, I can I can give a very long explanation, but I'm not going to do that. But if you come from the understanding that the worst of masculinity wants women to be merely sex objects to be used, the best thing you can do is embrace modern feminism, which says that's exactly what women are. And in fact, they're going to get their own jobs, support themselves, and there need be no connection from a man to the woman because she's not going to be his wife. She's going to be independent. She's going to be her own. So the only thing that the man owes the woman nothing for that exchange.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, the two are competing against each other.
Yeah.
Well, I
And-
think
and-
it's toxic on both sides right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I mean, I know some
that's the
people
point.
who just started, men that were like, oh, we're going to start going to the gym. And they got to the gym and they're like, I need to work out before I go to the gym. And because and I was thinking about this morning, the expectation of men's bodies and their grooming and all of that stuff has changed drastically in the past
That's
couple
why
years.
I refuse to buy into that. I'm
It's
just
fair.
not going
You're
to
just not gonna
perpetuate that.
Groom. Haircut every week. He gets his haircut every week.
Every other week.
Okay.
Which is more than me.
Which is 7,000 times more than me.
I wish, and again, motives always come into play, right? So you might assume that somebody that goes to the gym all the time is vain.
Absolutely, yeah.
Or you could think, if you give them the benefit of the doubt, no, they enjoy working out. It's their favorite hobby. and they like the feeling of being healthy and eating right and working out, and it's just something they enjoy.
I mean, people, some people's like, I've lost all my relatives early in life. I want to be healthy.
So to that point, when a girl is picking out a dress, they want to go to homecoming and feel beautiful, right?
I think that's the goal. Yeah.
And so I think what you're trying to say is, wouldn't it be great if they could go to the store and find, or go online and find, go to the store, it's funny, go online and.
Okay, boomer.
Yeah, right. and find something that makes them feel beautiful,
yes.
but fits their body type. And they don't have to be put into this category because there's only 2 options available. And it's like racy or very racy. Those are your 2 options.
Yes. Well, and I mean, when I was my last prom, I mean, the midriff thing had just come into, popularity, but it wasn't like midriff like it is now. It was just like a little bit of your tummy showed, and it's real complicated because the last thing I want to do is sound like insult people about this because it's coming from a good place. I just think it's a difficult.
Oh, well, when your prom dress is basically a bra and a half slip, there's a...
there's...
Well, is that a dress?
Yeah. It's a complicated thing. And I think what you're saying is the best way to phrase it. It shouldn't be an expectation of this is what you're going to wear and this is how you need to look. It should be there's options for you to wear on what makes you comfortable on your body and how you want to portray yourself.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I think that's a great way to put it.
Hopefully girls and parents in general are saying, let's go for classy. Let's go for elegant. Let's not try to fit the mold.
Well, we can do whatever we want around here. We don't have to follow those national trends, right?
Well, and that's the thing that's different too now is because national trends are very prevalent in front of everybody all the time. Yep. And I mean, when we all were in school.
Yeah, we used to joke that we're 10 years, 20 years behind the coast.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, by the time we got the item, it was way out of style. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I had the pleasure of visiting the Department of Revenue yesterday.
Oh, yay.
Of course, my birthday rolled around and it was time to renew my driver's license. And so I did not have a real ID yet because I had a passport, so I didn't really need it because I could travel with my passport. But I thought, okay, if it's renewal time, I'm going to get my real ID. And so I got on the website.
That way you don't have to carry your passport to get on a plane. You can just carry
if it's a domestic flight, but I was always using my passport. Just in case. But so I got on the Department of Revenue website and I looked up these are the documents you need, and I got them all. I actually had extras there, and I got there.
And a file cabinet.
I did. And so, that's right, Beth.
I think that's a good way to put it.
And so I took my passport because it said you need something that the passport met one of the requirements, right? Mm-hmm. And so I wait my 45 minutes or whatever, and they call me up, and I've got all my stuff, and they're doing, this is great, you got everything, it's all fine.
What did you forget?
I forgot nothing. The passport verification system was down.
Oh, goodness me.
And so I was unable to get my real ID. I got my standard driver's license renewed, and I can go back, and she's like, you could wait, it could be down a few minutes, or it could be, I don't know. I'm like, I'm not waiting anymore. But I got my driver's license renewed.
Oh, that's a joke.
Nope, that's legit. That's my driver's.
Did you really do that?
I really did. That's my driver's license photo.
You look like you're on the other side of the judge's bench there. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I can't wait for my real driver's license to come in.
Can you do that on? Can you make that face?
Just go take that up to the screen.
Can you make that face on the screen? Can you do this? He's getting close.
You look like you've been making moonshine out in the woods for the last 10 years.
A little close. You look like a character on. Do you want the whole world seeing your driver's license information?
Oh, yeah. Whoops.
It probably doesn't matter. They can't really do much with it.
Wow.
Yeah, he looks like a crazy person. Jesse likes to do that too.
And she looked at me.
He likes to take weird driver's license
She looked at me and she's like, I'm like, let's do that. That's a good one. I just don't care anymore.
That photo communicates that well.
That is epic.
So if you see me out and about, you can ask, and I'll show you my driver's license photo because it's pretty good.
It is.
It's pretty good.
It's something.
Jesse has a classic driver's license photo where he shaved in handlebars.
Nice.
Or whatever that is.
Yeah.
Handlebars. Looked like a crazy man.
I had a college ID one time back from. I had longer hair back then, and I did the hair flip. and they took
was in the air.
They took the picture, and the hair was all standing straight up.
That still feels natural because, like,
Yeah.
I spent the 2000s with my emo haircut in my
Yeah.
eye, and I was always doing that. So
Yeah,
Listen to this. I took one of the kids to the doctor recently, and while she was in the doctor's office, her hair was across her eye. And the pediatrician was like, don't do that. Like, you need to fix her hair a different way. That hair does not need to be in front of her eye. And I was like, really? And he's like, yes, it actually can cause
he had a medical
vision
concern.
issues. He was concerned, and
Wow.
he's a very chill doctor.
but not about that.
Not
huh?
about that.
Sirens were going off. Huh?
Yeah, and
Wow.
so I was like, I didn't even know that was an issue.
To be clear, Beth,
So, I mean,
this
are you
picture
okay,
came out
Ballard,
exactly the
from
way
your-
I wanted it to.
From your days with the hair,
Yeah, maybe I've got some issues.
I'm gonna have your vision text checked.
If one's worse
not
than the other,
working.
we'll know.
It's the hair.
It's the hair that was over that one
I had
eyeball.
no idea that was the thing.
But to be honest, my visit to the Department of Revenue was actually fairly pleasant.
Still over there off Battlefield.
That's the one
near
over
Second
by
Baptist Church.
I went to the one near Food for Less.
Yes, my experience last time.
okay.
with that
I'm not
one was
familiar with the one
great.
you're talking about.
I thought that's where. Oh, that's where the IRS.
Oh yeah, that's the
building
IRS
is.
place.
Yeah.
Oh,
When you said
jeez.
Department of Revenue, my mind went
Don't
there.
ever go
Oh,
there.
yeah, no.
Do not go to the
No.
IRS place.
This is the one. It's on
Scary.
Battlefield Food for Less Shopping Center.
Yeah. I'm with you.
the
I'm with
system
you.
was also down the day that I was there.
Yeah, you know, one thing I did notice in there because I had time to observe is
Yeah, you always have time to observe, and the
The-
observation is fantastic.
it is the lighting is very depressed. It's like very
yeah.
dim in there.
Yeah.
and I think that is a problem. I think that they would have a happier
You're
populace.
going to
if
be
they-
miserable today, and we're going to do everything to
I
make
think
sure
they need to
that-
put it in a
that you're miserable.
Chick-fil-A.
That would be the thing, wouldn't it?
Some Christian chicken would make everybody happy.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
maybe some arcade games around. Something to do while you're waiting.
Everybody
have
has
a
a
sandwich
phone
while
in
you're
their
waiting.
That's
pocket,
true. That's
right?
a good true. That's what I was doing. I was playing on my phone while I was
Perfect
waiting. Yeah.
sense
Yeah,
is
that's
to
a good
have
point,
it in a
but-
Chick-fil-A.
That's what I was telling my boys when they got their license. I'm like, we used to come here and stare at the walls and watch.
Try
people.
not to make eye contact.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You want
right.
to talk to the crazy person
Like
next to
it's
you.
not so bad now.
Smart people bring a book.
Yeah,
You can bring a book.
or their AirPods and a good show to watch.
I think about
Now
that a
you
lot
can.
now. All of the time that used to just be downtime. Remember,
Mm-hmm.
so much time was spent in the car, at the doctor's office, waiting for everything. You just sat there.
And that was probably good for us.
Absolutely.
I think it probably was
Oh, listen.
too.
The consumerism is off the charts.
yeah.
In fact, wasn't it Netflix that recently said our only competition is sleep?
I hadn't heard that, but that's
disturbing.
probably true.
Think about that. Like they're
did-
not worried about the other providers. No. That was their clarification. Who's your competition?
Sleep.
It's not those.
It's sleep.
Sleep. When people sleep, they shut us off.
Well, I actually got an email from this one that said that they were going up to $19.99, and I'm
Yeah,
thinking,
we
I
canceled
don't.
Netflix.
I think I'm thinking about
we've
it
been
'cause
out.
I-
We've been out of it for a while.
We only go back when a show we want to watch comes on. And
Yeah.
then we cancel. We canceled DirecTV recently too.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's
We
getting
had
real.
DirecTV for years, and I've gotten to a point now where I don't even want to watch TV. I watch some TV shows and some movies, but I don't even really want to watch TV. And
I just-
that's- I don't know.
I watch cooking shows.
Cooking
I
shows are
watch
always-
soccer.
MasterChef.
I've
Beat
been
Bobby
watching a lot of
Flay.
Test Kitchen.
Soccer and baseball, and
I haven't
well,
done
we
any
don't have
Test
baseball.
Kitchen. I want to watch Test Kitchen.
Test Kitchen's awesome.
Yeah.
Baseball. Golly,
I know, right?
dang it! Like,
It's not a good time.
It's not a good
that
time
was
to
a
not be
real
playing.
bad
not a good
time to
time.
make a stand.
Yeah, not a good time.
I think this gas stuff is getting people real grumpy too. Mm-hmm. And, wars and high gas prices, people are not, I posted yesterday about the general negativity that we're dealing with. And it's not just on social media.
It's hard to watch millionaires squabble with billionaires at a time like this.
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And that's what you're up against.
It's like, I don't feel bad for you guys. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I don't feel
I'm
bad
just
for you.
Trying to figure out how to afford groceries. I mean, Shayna always buys me, the flat of blueberries. Are they a pound? Is it a pound?
I don't know.
I don't know.
So the other day I go to the fridge and I open it up and it's just one of those little tiny,
gee, yeah.
those little.
You're gonna have to
tiny
cut back on the
boxes.
blueberries.
That's like a little quart, I think.
And I looked at it and I was like, did you pay the same price for this as the old ones? And she's like,
Yep.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm rationing out my cereal blueberries every morning.
It's like you get 3 blueberries.
I used to just be generous, just liberal,
yeah.
put it all. That's the only way
Just
I'm liberal.
blueberries
on my cereal.
Blueberries everywhere.
And now it's like 1,
2.
2 or 3 blueberries.
no more, 3.
Blueberries
You
sounds
can have
good.
3 today.
But I mean, it is not a great time to be making a stand on pay. And I get that, inflation has happened, costs have gone up. Everybody, should get raises. but holy
They're
macaroni.
and more.
2 million versus 2.3 million. You know what I mean? I don't know. Baseball, come on, get it together. If you were worried about the sport dying, that's a real quick way to.
Yeah. And it was already a concern, with fewer young players. It's just.
And I love baseball too.
Absolutely.
I love it. I love the slow pace of it. I love the atmosphere at the Cardinals games. I have heard about other stadiums are not.
I've been to Wrigley. It's much better at Busch Stadium.
Busch Stadium is a magical baseball place. But what I'm hearing, and these are from St. Louis people, is they're like, I'm not loving what's going on around the stadium. Yeah. Ballpark Village is cool, but I don't really feel comfortable walking. And I had heard that from several people recently.
Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's the sad thing, because even people that would never turn on a game on TV and watch it can go to the stadium and enjoy the atmosphere.
Yeah.
That's always been a part, just a little slice of Americana.
The book by, I think it was Buzz Bissinger, wrote the book, 30 years ago, 3 Nights in August, I think. It was.
I vaguely remember that.
It was a series with Whitey Herzog's, LaRusse's Cardinals, and
Yes.
Dusty Baker Cubs, and it was just like all 3 games, and he just wrote about them and what happened, and that dramatically changed the way I think about and watch baseball.
Really?
Because it was such an insight into the fact that I think most people and me, before I read that book, watched baseball and waiting for someone to hit the ball.
Yeah.
After reading that book, every pitch was interesting.
That's
I've
cool.
always been that way, where
Every pitch was interesting.
I try to explain this to my boys, because being soccer guys, where there's always action,
Yeah.
not always
Yeah.
scoring, but always movement.
Right.
They're like, how do you watch this? And I'm like, oh, boys, look, the subtle nuances of he stepped off the rubber and he's making the guy go back and get on the base,
Yeah.
and the signal, but nope, now we're changing signals. And it's fascinating, the chess game that is going on.
And that hitter likes them high and inside, and and so the pitcher's going to throw a curveball here because the count is this, and there's somebody on base versus if the bases are empty. There's so much that goes into every little thing they do. It's fascinating.
I love, of course, Mike Shannon. His last year was commentating was last year. But hearing him talk about when Bob Gibson would do a certain thing, he knew, he's like, it's coming to me. This ground ball is coming to me because Bob was that good that he can put the pitch in that spot where that hitter's he's gonna hit it to the third baseman. Yeah. And it's just, that is fascinating. If people understood how difficult it is to execute that.
Oh my God! Well,
it's insane.
And I mean, you think about just hitting a baseball that's coming at you 95 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Well, and the other
With
thing
movement,
I enjoy,
not flat.
I like sitting. It's kind of fun to sit where you can see the outfielders, because it's interesting to watch athletes when they're kind of in downtime. Because basketball, if they're on the court, they're moving, except for when you're shooting free throws, right? Soccer's pretty well the same way.
Yep.
It's always going. Football, it's always moving. There's moments where they're not moving, but they're getting ready to move, right? Baseball's different, and you get to watch these guys just standing there. You can tell they're thinking about stuff, and you can also tell that they're not really. They say that they're not in where they are surrounded by tens of thousands of people. That they're just there doing their job, and they notice the crowd. But that's crazy to think about, where you just step out and you're standing there, and there's 40,000 people.
Well, and the outfielders too, if you really watch them, they'll move before the ball's hit.
Oh yeah, they do.
Because
they're
moving on the pitch.
There's just so much they can see happening there.
Well, they know what pitch is called.
Yeah,
they know the tendency of where it's going, and then they're also seeing where the ball's actually moving. But
I hate the fact that so much about baseball now is removing all of that strategy.
Yeah.
It's all about removing all of that stuff because people want to see the hits.
Well, and it's cool to have a sport.
You can't send a pitcher in for one batter anymore and that sort of thing. And
I mean, the guy that you sent him in, and all he did was he threw one pitch, and that was his, and he earned every penny of his $1 million salary.
Yeah.
And he earned every penny of it because that was his job. It was fantastic.
Well, and it's a weird sport where in the sense that you can relax while watching it and you can be insanely excited while watching it. And that's pretty cool. Because not many most sports don't have a relaxing. I guess golf is kind of relaxing to watch.
Well, there's probably subtlety to golf, but golf puts me to sleep.
I turn on golf or NASCAR if I want a Sunday nap.
Yeah. Yes.
I know other people passionate watch every moment, but no, not for me.
I like to play golf. Don't care for watching it on TV.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't.
for sure.
I have no affinity for golf in any format.
Speaking of, I mean, it's spring sports, so golf is going on for the high school kids. Baseball has started up. Trap shooting and girls soccer and
Yep.
I'm sure I meant track. Did we say track and field?
I think so.
You said track, yeah.
Well, let's get it in there again because I loved running track.
Like what Karma says, Karma and her family's recently purchased On the Deck sports complex in Fordland area.
Yeah, formerly known as Baseball City, formerly known as The Burn, originally known as Softball City.
Softball City.
Back in the day.
Or I'm excited. Karma and her family has a passion for baseball.
Mm-hmm.
They love it. So I'm
sport.
excited for them. I think that's a wonderful ownership change there. Someone who's really going to love that and bring it to its glory. It's awesome.
Lots of cool stuff happening in Rogersville. Not all that we can talk about right now, but some businesses changing hands and people getting excited about opening new businesses here.
Although I want to talk about this for a brief second.
Well, guys, we've got 3 minutes.
Commercial development is exhausting, and I develop on the smallest scale possible. Like there's the big commercial developers, and then I'm somewhere way down there with my limited funds and abilities. So, but I can admit that. That's good, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Self-aware.
But golly, I am 3 weeks into a minor issue, and it's frustrating. So have some grace and patience for the commercial development side, because it is not easy at all.
But needed. But needed. Especially in this town.
Plenty of people that think they know how you ought to do it.
Oh, it's so easy. They're like,
that have never done it before.
I'm not opening a restaurant. Let me clarify that. I'm not. Open a restaurant and serve breakfast. It'll be great. And it's like, where?
Yeah. Well,
and how?
Yeah, we looked into a little something that started back in the fall, and it's painfully slow, the incremental steps you take just to get information to find out if you should or shouldn't. And it's people that have never done it before will not quite understand. We should just put a building right there.
Just put a building right there and just open up. Oh my gosh, commercial. And I mean, there's a huge difference in commercial real estate versus residential real estate.
Oh yeah.
I remember JR tells a story about one of the old school commercial agents spent like 2 years closing a commercial real estate deal.
I believe it.
And bought everyone pizza when it was done. It's like,
pizza.
I did it.
How about caviar, right?
Could you imagine working for 2 years on a project?
And not getting paid until you're done.
Yeah, you don't get paid until you're done.
I hope there was a massive payout on that one.
By the time you add up the hours and stuff, probably not.
$4.25 an hour.
Yes. You got a quarter an hour.
Wow.
So, I mean, this commercial development it's for the birds. It is so stinking hard.
Yeah.
And I'm not even at the surface yet. Yeah. It's terrifying.
Yeah, it's not, Joe. Thanks for playing though.
Joe Thomas is like, I'm going to mess with you.
Yeah, that's okay.
Hey, Joseph, will they sell Coca-Cola or Pepsi products there?
Ooh.
At my grill, Coke all day long.
Oh, sorry, Joseph. You're not going to want to be there.
Yep.
I'm a Coca-Cola person.
Yeah, I know.
I'm an either.
Politics aside.
Let's get back to the real issues. Are you Coke or Pepsi?
Why does our soda have to be political?
Oh, man.
I mean...
They're both too woke for me, so who cares?
I know.
I'll just drink my water and coffee.
Me too.
Fireworks.
Yeah. There we go.
Joe called me a pot stirrer last week. He's the one stirring the pot this morning.
He called you a pot blender.
He called me a pot blender.
That's funny.
But it's not unfounded blending.
I'd love to disagree.
You can own that.
It is a very thought out smoothie.
Nice. Love it. Okay.
I'm going to get less sleep more often.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, we should just keep Lauren up all night on Monday nights.
It'd get real weird after a couple of days.
Have a good show on Tuesday mornings.
All right, well, I got work to do.
Yeah, me too. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We'll be back next week with more Morning Waffle. See you then.
Bye, guys.